Today, we're going to discuss some salt, boys. We got Kevin Holland, one of the saltiest men in UFC history. We got Joe Pyfer, Mr. Bumblebee Joe Pyfer, one of the saltiest guys in UFC history as well. Both of these guys had a media week, or media day, I should say, which took place recently. And boy, was it fucking salty. You know, Kevin Holland, he's always known to be salty. Joe Pyfer has been as well. Joe Pyfer has been as well. But yeah, let's talk about this. Let's react to this. All credit to MMA Junkie. This is their video. Please don't copyright me or anything like that. This is free use, fair use, whatever it's called. And also, we're going to react to Juliana Peña saying something really delusional at the end of this video.
And the Noche card just got moved to Texas.
The Noche card did just get moved to Texas, but until Texas figures out their legalization of marijuana, it's kind of hard for me to fight there. They don't want you to smoke a whole month out from the fight, and that's difficult, you know. And it's like I still have a life to live, so I got to smoke my weed.
I got to smoke my weed, bro.
And then just
weed, bro. Haha. I'm a fighter. I get paid to fight, but I can't stop smoking weed, bro. I'm not addicted. I love these people that, like, I just wanted to throw this in there because this isn't really the salty part, but I just wanted to talk about this. Like, I love when people say they're not addicted to weed or anything like that. And then his job is literally to be a fighter and to give up smoking for a month, 4 weeks, to prepare for a fight in Texas. And he's like, but I can't, bro. I can't, bro. I have to smoke my weed, bro. I love it. But they're not addicted. People who smoke weed are not addicted to weed.
Last one for me, your reactions to the new champion.
There's nothing against, I have nothing against people who smoke weed, by the way. I'm just saying, like, these people who pretend like they're not addicted but then can't give it up for a month.
So with Jack, a guy that you had history with.
Oh, yeah, I think it's amazing. I remember I said a while back between Duplessis and Bilal, which one was a better champ to watch. And I think that, of course, Homer Simpson over there, you know, freaking dude's fucking wild. Be such a fun person to watch fight. Duplessis is a better champ to watch.
Who's Homer? Wait, who do you call Homer Simpson? He's called JDM Homer Simpson, or is he? No, DDP. He's called DDP Homer Simpson. That's actually pretty funny.
Watched in Bilal, so it was pretty cool to see Bilal lose the belt. I thought Bilal was going to lose the belt regardless. I've been said a long time ago when Islam was teaching him how to hold the belt that if it wasn't somebody else that take the belt from him, it'd be Islam. So I thought Islam was going to come up regardless and take it.
What did you make
this
of
this? So Kevin Holland, the expert on people losing their belts. This guy, excuse me, this guy Kevin Holland has never held the belt in his career, has never even had a replica UFC title around his shoulder, has never been close to a title elimination bout, has never fought a top 5 contender, and he's talking about belts and Bilal losing his belt. Very interesting.
of that fight between Jack and Bilal? Because I think even fans were surprised at maybe just how exciting it was between those two.
I mean, Bilal's best win to me was Sean Brady. I was shocked that he ever beat Brady, but I've never thought the world of Bilal. You know, it's like he's a hard worker. He puts in the work, but I mean, camps boil down to who's going to put in the most work, and as long as you outwork Bilal during the camp, you could damn sure outwork him in the fight.
Who is this guy? Who is Kevin Holland? He's the Bilal Muhammad expert. All of a sudden, Kevin Holland is a Bilal Muhammad expert. He's just like, yeah, you know, the thing with Bilal is like, you can outwork him. Bro, Kevin Holland, you've never held a belt in your fucking life. You've never had a fight as entertaining as Bilal versus JDM. Now, Kevin Holland, do not get me wrong, has had a lot of entertaining fights. And I didn't even preface this. I like Kevin Holland as a fighter. As a personality, he's a dickhead. But as a fighter, I think he's awesome, right? Sometimes he's pretty shit, and he gets submitted in like a round by Rainier de Ritter. Or he broke his rib against Roman Dolidze. But he's a good fighter. Same with Joe Pyfer. But their personalities, man. But let's continue. So who is Kevin Holland to fucking talk about belt? I don't know. This is just...
So it's like that's all he really has is work ethic.
All Bilal Muhammad has is work ethic. Ironic? That's so ironic coming from you, Kevin Holland. All Bilal Muhammad has is work ethic. Kevin Holland is on a one-fight winning streak. Kevin Holland, you're just known for the guy that just steps up constantly and fights for the UFC. Yes, you have good fights. Yes, you have a couple of good KOs and a couple of good subs, but come on, bro. You're the biggest journeyman in the UFC right now. Oh, Bilal's only known for his work ethic. That's extremely ironic coming from Kevin Holland, bro. Extremely ironic.
Kevin, right here.
Look at this guy's face. This guy's cracked out, bro.
So I haven't seen you do any interviews in the lead up to this fight. Was that an intentional thing, and why exactly?
Yeah, ever since the Jackson podcast interview, I really don't just do none of that shit anymore. It's like they kind of killed it for everybody.
Oh, boy.
And speaking of that, they still owe me a couple grand, and they always.
So before he gets to the money, they kind of killed it for everybody. Kevin Holland, that whole situation was your fault. That entire situation was Kevin Holland's fault. Do you know what a 4570 is? Oh, then shut the fuck up. That was your fault. That whole entire argument with Rampage back and forth. You sitting there all smug with your shitty cowboy hat on. That was your fault, Kevin Holland. How is that their fault? They put the podcast out, but they didn't ruin nothing for you, Kevin Holland. That's your fault. You're the one that decided to be a smug asshole on the fucking Jackson pod. You didn't have to do that. You could have came in there respectfully. But he started throwing a tantrum like a man-child. They ruined it for everybody. Whose fault is that? Is that your fault, Kevin Holland, or theirs?
Always do a bad job of paying me on the first of the month. They always pay like around like the 10th or something like that. I don't know if they have a money problem, but they need to do a better job paying me on time. So, future reference for all you guys that want to do interviews, I charge out the ass now. So, unless you're getting it this week, you ain't getting one.
The awkward laugh at the end. Brother, first of all, who the fuck pays people to do interviews? Like, this part isn't really salt. This is just like, how stupid is the Jackson podcast to pay people to go on their show? What the, like, that's so stupid. If you're going to do an interview with a fighter, it should be because the fighter actually fucks with you and wants to be on your platform. Not because, oh, we're going to pay Kevin Holland 10 grand to do our podcast. What the fuck? That's so stupid from the Jackson podcast. And that's on their part, that's retarded. I'm sorry. That's retarded on their part. Yeah, Kevin Holland, we're going to pay you 10 grand. No, I don't know. I'm just assuming it's like around the 10 grand, 20 grand. Maybe less, maybe 5 grand. Probably like 5 grand. Probably less than that. I don't know how much they would make him pay. But Kevin Holland seems like the kind of guy that would ask for a lot of money. It went viral. It probably made the Jackson podcast a lot of money, so they got their return on investment. But why would you pay for guests? I think that's very stupid. If I ever did interviews with fighters, I would never... Dude, if Ilya Topuria is going to get interviewed by me, that kid is not... I'm not paying the kid.
Could we potentially see you bull riding soon and potentially maybe call out Cowboy Cerrone in a different sport?
Listen to the questions the media ask. I wanted to keep this part and include these questions because these are the dumbass questions the media ask. Could we see you potentially bull riding with Cowboy Cerrone? Are you fucking retarded, bro? You have a chance to interview Kevin Holland right now. Not interview, but to ask him a question. And that's your big question, is if he's going to bull ride with Cowboy Cerrone. Are you gay? Are you actually a homo? Like, I know it's Pride Month, bro. I know it's Pride Month. Are you gay? Like, honestly, I'm genuinely asking, whoever this media guy is, are you a homosexual? Have you been hanging around John Jones? Are you a gay man? You have a chance to ask Kevin Holland a question. I'm not acting like Kevin Holland is fucking GSP or anything. But it's like, really? You're going to ask him if he's going to bull ride? What kind of... Keep going, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down to get on bulls. I think I was on a bull way before Cowboy Cerrone ever was on a bull. And it's like, there's no reason to call him out. It's like, he's not even that good at riding bulls now. So it'd be a waste of time.
So this is my last one, and I'm sorry I have to ask this, but you predicted that JDM would beat Bilal and that Islam would come up and beat
Listen to this bullshit. Listen to this, chat.
him, then Ilya would come up and fight him. My only question is, where does Kevin Lee fit into all this?
Oh,
Where does Kevin... First of all, what? What the... Bro, listen to the media. This is the MMA media. This is the MMA media, guys. This is MMA media. This is it. This is MMA media, folks. Fucking retards that are going to these press conferences, going to these fucking media days and asking, where does Kevin Lee fit into all this for some stupid joke, for some trying to get a stupid like viral moment. What a clown, bro. Fucking, this is the MMA media, really? Fucking ass, bro. Ask a real fucking question. Honestly, this shit is stupid. Where does Kevin Lee fit into all this? And listen to Kevin Holland's response.
same place I've always been, sitting at home, smoking weed and collecting checks.
He thought he said, where does Kevin Holland fit into all this? It's a dumb question anyways, and it's a dumb answer. It's a dumb response from Kevin Holland, who didn't even get the joke. I get it. It's the Chael son, and where did Kevin Lee fit into all this? That was not that funny 10 years ago, and it's not funny now. I'm sorry. Well, like, what? This is the MMA media? Really? This is what MMA media is? Oh, my God, bro. This has turned from Kevin Holland is salty to fucking the MMA media sucks.
Kevin, right back here, piggybacking off of that PBR stuff. I saw you training an actual bull rider, Andrew Alvidre.
I think this is it.
What was
I'm pretty
ride, and he actually took first place in.
Yeah, he's talking about bull riding.
the Trailblazer and asked, if he knew about you. And like I said, he wasn't a UFC fan.
More
he did
stuff.
not even know the sport of MMA.
It's great to have love in the DFW. It's great to have love. I mean,
More stuff.
So it's like I'm happy to live in Texas.
Okay, I think here at the end we're gonna have more salt. Ready?
For sure, Texas. Man.
Get ready, guys.
100%. Thank you.
No problem.
Right, over here. You
Here
recently
it
said on
comes.
the Jackson podcast that you don't want to be a world champion. So if that's not your goal, what are you fighting for?
For money. I mean, what the hell else
I hate, bro. This guy's such a smug. For money. What else?
would I be fighting for? It's like everybody who fights for
What else would you be fighting for? I don't know. For the glory of the sport, for championships, bro.
championship, that's great. But at the end of the day, they all got to pay bills. So if they tell you they're not fighting for money, they're a goddamn
Yeah,
liar.
hey, dumbass. They're fighting for championships so they could make more money. The fuck? And also, they're fighting for championships so they could be great, so they could have a legacy. They don't want their legacy to be, oh, I was the journeyman who talked a lot of shit, a.k.a. Kevin Holland. Their legacy is going to be, oh, I'm the two-time featherweight champion like Volkanovski. Oh, I'm the lightweight GOAT, Islam Makhachev. Oh, I'm the guy who KO'd the GOATs back-to-back, Ilia Topuria. That's what they want their legacy to be. I know some, but I guess Kevin Holland, he doesn't care about his legacy. He doesn't. He only cares about money. As if, dude, Kevin Holland, if you win, if you win more, and if you become a champion, I know it's a crazy idea, but you could actually make more money. Wow, what a concept. But if you're a champion, Kevin Holland, you could make more money than you are now.
And if they tell you they're not fighting for money, we'll tell them then go back to what they used to get on their first contract and see if they like that or if they hate that.
Of course they're fighting for money. Of course that's part of it. But, brother, like, them also fighting for championships, they know, okay, this is going to make me more money. Bilal Muhammad, during his time as welterweight champion, was probably making good money. Was probably making real good money. He's not really a big star. Pantoja at this point probably makes what? 300K, 300K? 300K to show, 300K to win, I guess. $500,000, I'd imagine. If not, he should be, right? Because he's a champion and he's a great fighter. And he doesn't even bring in that many eyeballs. Only the hardcore fans really glaze Pantoja. I glaze Pantoja, but at the end of the day, the casuals don't care about him. And he still makes a lot of money. And he still makes more money than you, Kevin Holland. And he's a champion. It's a stupid mindset from Kevin Holland. It's cope. It's, I'll never be a champion. I'll never be a world champion. I'll never be a world beater. So let me just cope and say, I'm only doing it for money. Yeah, but the more you win, Kevin Holland, the more money you make, dumbass.
So I'm always fighting for money.
All right, one other question. How is your current relationship with Rampage Jackson?
My current relationship with Rampage Jackson? Bro, Rampage Jackson's not in the UFC, is he?
No.
Get off his dick. Thank you.
What a dickhead. This guy, bro. I don't think he's playing a character either. This guy is legitimately just an ass clown. Listen to this again.
Bro, Rampage Jackson's not in the UFC, is he?
No.
Get off his dick. Thank you.
Just answer the fucking question. He's asking, what's your current relationship with Rampage Jackson? Right? It's actually a decent... Maybe that's why the media asks such bullshit questions, because they have divas like this running around. You ask him a basic question, and he's like, get off his dick, and then he just runs away like a baby.
All right, guys, have a good day.
All right, guys, have a good day. I'm done. I have to go I have to go change my tampon, remove my pad.
Rampage Jackson?
All right, guys, it's Pride Month, guys. Please be cognizant of my feelings. That's Kevin Holland. Fucking.
Rampage Jackson's not in the UFC, is he?
No.
Get off his dick. Thank you.
Then get off his dick. Thank you. Rampage. But yeah, no problem discussing how they didn't pay you on time, but whatever. Kevin Holland's just salty. The Rampage thing, it definitely changed the perception that fans had towards Kevin Holland. Like, he always got a little bit of flack, and he was starting to be called like a journeyman before the Rampage podcast, the Jackson podcast. But after that, it's like, man, people really start to shit on him, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. So, the saltiest man, one of the saltiest men in UFC, because he's in running for Joe Pyfer as the saltiest man. because he's in running with Joe Pyfer for the salt race. But before we get into that, I do want to discuss this little back and forth that Kevin Holland had with Bilal Muhammad. So obviously you guys heard his thoughts on Bilal Muhammad losing the belt. He clowned on him a little bit. And now, I guess he was taking a shit and he decided to double down.
Guys, real shit from the shitter here, guys. Shout out to anybody who's ever successfully gotten a UFC belt. Props to you. But if you haven't defended the belt, did you really get a fucking belt? Ain't that what y'all said about Conor? I'm gone.
Duplessis.
I don't know. I never said that about Conor McGregor. I think that's just Kevin Holland cope, right? That's just Kevin Holland coping. Well, Bilal, he never defended his belt, so he wasn't really a champion. You're just coping, bro. You're just coping. Wait for it. You're just coping. They're gonna rage in my comments that I burped. They're just you're just coping, Kevin Holland. You're just coping. You never won a belt, so now you're gonna discredit someone who actually did win a belt. I can't believe I'm defending Bilal. You guys know how I feel about Bilal. I don't hate him. I think he's overhated, but I understand why he's hated. But I think he's overhated. But yeah, Bilal Muhammad responded though. Bilal Muhammad did respond. Yes, I like the tweet because fuck Kevin Holland. He cooked him. He says, if you fight every month and lose every month, are you the most active fighter on the or the most active loser? It's. I mean, yeah, that's the logic Kevin Holland is using. Well, if you won the belt but you didn't defend it, are you really a champion? Yeah, Bilal Muhammad is still a former welterweight champion who had a really good winning streak and a really good run before winning the belt. And I do believe I think people are still discrediting Bilal a little bit too much. Like, I think he's going to have a good run post the title. Like, I think he would still beat a Kamaru Usman. I think he still gives Buckley a lot of problems. I still think he gives Ian Gary a lot of problems. I still think he gives guys like fucking, even Makhachev, I think he gives problems to if they were to ever fight. Usman, I don't know if I said Usman already, but these are guys that he gives a lot of problems to. He still destroys Leon Edwards, even though I know that first fight was close. But you get my fucking point. My point is Bilal Muhammad is not like some bum just because JDM, who is a stylistic nightmare for Bilal, beat him. It doesn't mean Bilal was some bum. And of course, Kevin Holland replied, "You're only as good as your last fight, but nah, good one. Just wish you would have did better with those Canelo hands." Clown emoji. I mean, yeah, Kevin Holland is a journeyman. Kevin Holland is he's never touched a belt. He's never been close to getting a title. I can't believe I'm really defending Bilal here, but man, it's kind of like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And again, I'm not even really a big hater of Bilal or anything like that. I kind of like Bilal, but man, Kevin Holland is just you're only as good as your last fight, but not a good one. Just wish you would have did better with those Canelo hands. I think Bilal would beat Kevin Holland. You know what? Fuck it. If Kevin Holland beats Vicente Luque, let's do Kevin Holland versus Bilal Muhammad. Fuck it. Let's do it. I say let's do it. Who else really is there for Bilal? Shavkat? Shavkat's going to be out. Usman, he's not going to make a quick turnaround. Bilal wants to come back in October. Kevin Holland wants to be active. I say let's do Kevin Holland versus Bilal Muhammad. Let's go. That's the new agenda, boys. But now let's talk about Dr. Salt himself, Mr. Act Like Joe Pyfer. Be Joe Pyfer, as Dana White once famously said. Joe Booty Bags Pyfer has got some words towards Bo Nickel, some words towards Mexico. We'll start with the Bo Nickel stuff, though. And he talks about fraud checks. Let's listen to this.
Which is fine. But, that was my first big show, my first big test. Walked into it not 100%, had some things going on, and, it wasn't my best performance, but I didn't get rocked, I didn't get dropped, I didn't get submitted, I didn't get fraud checked. So let's redefine what fraud checked is. If anybody got fraud checked, we could say it's Bo Nickel. He got finished on his first loss.
Brother, first of all, the Jack Hermanson fight was like 2 years ago, bro. Why is he even, what the fuck? He's still salty about the Jack Hermanson fight like 2 years ago. And he just randomly shits on Bo Nickel for no reason. Look, I'm all for the Bo Nickel slander, but what the hell? I didn't even know him and Bo Nickel were beefing. I'd assume they were cool, They're both white guys from fucking, where the fuck is Bo Nickel from? I don't know, from Penn State and shit. I would assume they're cool. two white Republicans, you know?
He got fraud checked. We could say it's Bo Nickel. He got finished on his first loss.
It's a little bit of cope though. Like I don't think getting finished is it might be considered more of a fraud check, but bro, from Joe Pyfer going from a big finishing streak and KOing all these guys and being touted as the next guy at middleweight to then losing to Jack Hermanson is kind of like it is a fraud check, man. That is a fraud check. It's the same as Peyton Talbot losing to Heine Barcelos. It's the same as, even though that is extreme. Like, bro, people thought he was going to destroy Heine Barcelos. I thought he was going to struggle with Heine, to be honest with you, because I never liked Peyton Talbot. I was kind of biased, but yeah, nonetheless, I think it's still a fraud check. Losing to Jack Hermanson, a guy who people thought you were going to destroy. I thought he was going to KO Jack Hermanson. That was supposed to be a layup. Here's a 5-round main event in the Apex. It's not a good look. That was a fraud check at the time.
I lost basically a split decision, 3 rounds to 1.
What the he said basically there's no such thing as a basically split decision. It was not a split decision. It was a clear Jack Hermanson win. What does he mean? I lost basically a split decision. This salty man. This guy is, dude, Joe Pyfer, you know what? I actually, like, he's salty as much as Kevin Holland is, but at least he's kind of like, he's so, like, ridiculous with his salt that it's, like, funny. Do you know what I mean? It's just, like, it's actually so funny. He's got his Bumblebee glasses on. He's got his, like, new fucking hair transplant haircut, and this guy is just hilarious, man.
Or to 2. So it is what it is, man.
I lost basically a split decision. There's no such thing as a basically. First of all, there's no such thing as a basically a split decision. And you didn't. It was not a close fight anyways. Jack Hermanson clearly beat you. So,
yeah, but I'm prepared for KG of old.
Yeah, and he's never been finished with strikes. I know you mentioned your power. When you're game planning for him, how much does that
yeah,
play into
I think that's it in terms of the salt towards, Bo Nickel. Just randomly just shitting on Bo Nickel, but now he's going to shit on Mexico, right? So now he's going to shit on Mexico again. All you Mexican fans that are watching this video, get ready to throw some comments his way, I guess.
Sort of impact on the world.
And no, I am not Mexican before you guys fucking ask me, or I've had Dagestani fans tell me to go back to the fields. No, I am not a Mexican person.
Joe, right here. So after the pullout from in Mexico, you got a lot of hate in your comments and everything. Does that
Instantly fuck them?
Light a fire under you a little bit, or do you find it amusing?
They can still suck my dick. Honestly, that's how.
Yo, you know what? This is I don't. The song is funny. The song is actually funny. You know what? I don't even care. I like Joe Pyfer now. I don't care. I was gonna shit on him, but now it's like funny. Now this song is actually hilarious. He's just like, they can still suck my dick. I don't care. They can go fuck themselves.
How I feel. It was not a race statement, which everybody tried to turn it into. Like, I don't like Mexicans and all this shit. I don't like their food. I don't like the fucking country. That's how I feel. I don't think as a professional athlete fighting somewhere with that kind of elevation or that kind of air quality and the risk, let alone just of the food, like the air quality and the elevation wasn't even hard for me to adjust to. I got there early. I slept in a hyperbaric chamber. I was adjusted. I was making runs. I felt great. It's just 14 out of the 15 meals I cooked, I didn't cook on the last day, and I got super sick, and I was sick for weeks. So yeah.
So he ate a taco on the last day before the fight, and he had violent diarrhea. That's basically what he's trying to say.
Yeah, I got a lot of hate because I'm sitting there borderline crying, upset, and gutted that I didn't get to perform. I made the weight. I felt great, and then all of a sudden I get hit with this vicious fucking shit, vomit.
You know what, Joe Pyfer, just say you have a soy stomach and you can't handle some Mexican spice. This is funny. This is actually funny. The Kevin Holland stuff is legitimately like cope and it's annoying. The Joe Pyfer stuff is actually just funny. I don't care.
Grow up, like, it just like the sweats. I lost 14 pounds in 7 hours and I slept 1 hour. I was literally close to making weight again when I woke up. I was 193 pounds. I'm a dude that walks around at 220. Like, it wasn't feasible. And I've never had to pull out of a fight, so it was very disheartening to see people be like, oh, we hope the cartel kills you. We hope your plane crashes. Oh, you're a pussy. We hope you die from...
No, that's ridiculous. Like, anybody, we can joke around. We can say Joe Pyfer's salty. But at the end of the day, like, wishing, like, death on him or, like, the cartel to kill him and shit like that is just, that's ridiculous. That's stupid and retarded.
Whatever. So it's like, all right, suck my dick. That's how I felt. And that's why I said Mexico's a shithole and I'll never go back. I won't fight there.
He's an asshole. I love Joe Pyfer now. I don't care. I'm base Joe Pyfer. I don't care. I don't even care. Based. I don't care anymore.
But the people were nice. I had no problem with the people. It's just fighting there as a professional athlete makes no fucking sense to me. That's just my personal opinion.
Dude, he's the salt. You could feel it through the screen. The salt is just seeping, bro. I can taste it. It's just so much salt. It's probably just my fucking sweat because it's like 99 degrees where I live. But the salt is real.
Everybody claims they love free speech until it's spoken, and then they try to censor you, or they try to say you're a racist, or they try to say that you hate people. It's like, whatever. Think what the fuck you want. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't like free speech. I like free food, brother.
told Kelvin you almost got robbed there. I mean, it definitely wasn't a good.
I'm kidding. Why did I say that?
My coaches and my teammate got fucking stopped by the police because they were trying to shake him down for cash that they didn't have. Like, come on, dude.
Crazy.
Like, if we got to talk.
Wait a minute. Maybe the soul is justified. His team was almost robbed by some corrupt Mexican policemen. Wait a minute. Maybe his soul is justified. Hold on, mate. Am I turning face on Mr. Joe Pyfer?
Talk about fucking why anybody would dispute that it's not the best country. All we have to do is look at how many people have crossed the border and who knows how many fucking years. Like, come on, man. Don't act like it's such a great place. It's ran by gangs and fucking law enforcement's paid off by gangs. It's not that great of a place. It's not fucking coming at my neck. They got two hands on my dick at all times. It's fucking.
All right, Joe. All right, I think that's good. I think that's enough. That's enough. Now, before we get out of here, I wanted to speak about this absurdly just. I don't even know what you would call this from Juliana Peña. Just listen to this.
Advice did you give your teammate Bilal Muhammad after his loss at UFC 315?
I didn't think Bilal lost. I watched that fight and I was like, yeah, we got it, and he won. And then
what kind of tard? Look, she's a woman. I don't want to, but what kind of retard? I'm going to say, what kind of retard do you have to be to think Bilal Muhammad won that fight? What the I thought it was 4-1 JDM, clearly. To think that he won the fight? Even if you're like, I thought Bilal, he did a good job and it was close. You thought he won? What? I know she trains with Bilal. I know she's biased, but brother.
when they called it for the other guy, kudos to him. But I thought that
the other guy, JDM has a fucking name, Juliana Peña, Jack Della Maddalena, Giacomo Della Maddalena, the first Italian fucking champion, the Italian stallion, the Australian marauder that is JDM. Say his fucking name. Anyways.
Bilal won, so I didn't really give him any pep talk except for the fact that, I'm sorry, my brother, you got robbed, so...
Yeah, I'm so sure Bilal Muhammad got robbed. You're fucking retarded. Everyone in this video is fucking retarded. Though Joe Pyfer, he kind of won me over. I'm not going to lie. I watched this. I watched the Joe Pyfer thing before the video, and I was like, dude, Joe Pyfer, he's salty. Then as we were watching it, I'm like, wait a minute. Joe Pyfer, he's kind of won me over just because of the amount of salt it was funny. Honestly, it was just so funny, the amount of salt he had. So that's about it. Kevin Holland is salty. Joe Pyfer is salty. Juliana Peña is retarded. Make sure you guys like and sub. Become a member in the description. That's all I got for you guys today. Peace.